832. So for many, student loan payments mean a major hit to the monthly budget, right? It can feel overwhelming at times.
Sure can, but there are ways to stay ahead. This morning, personal finance expert and Solo Funds co-founder Rodney Williams joining us with some actionable tips to help borrowers take control. Hey, Rodney, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. We want to
Good morning.
Good morning. We want to jump right in. We want to know your number one tip. Let's say you got mounds of student loan debt. Where do you even start?
Yeah.
The first thing you do is consolidate your debt. Now, what that means is take a collection of your loans, try to make them one loan into a single payment, and that can save a ton of costs and a ton of extra fees. So consolidate your debt is the number one thing you can do.
And who do you use to consolidate it?
You know, there's a lot of companies that can start to consolidate your debt, but number one, go to your bank. There's a ton of refinance options, including as well as if you have other loans like mortgages or auto loans. Banks want to refinance, especially student debt, so that could actually equate to a ton of savings.
When you say refinance, who qualifies for refinance and how exactly does it work? Because you're talking about like maybe refinancing to get that lower interest rate.
It's super important. Refinance option is definitely for consumers with better credit. But there are options if you do not have great credit. I would still try to exhaust the effort because refinance can just equate to so much savings that it's worth a shot.
We got to talk about the people who just feel like they can't keep up, right? Grocery bills are high, you got car payments, you got rent. Do you ever skip paying your student loan debt?
Please do not skip your debt, especially your student loan debt. It could lead to a lot of problems. So pay whatever you can. And there's a lot of options for borrowers who may have like a different income or their income has changed suddenly or if they're in some type of issue where they need deferment. But please don't just not pay. Call your student loan provider and see if there are options for you.
Yeah, and then we're in the age, of course, of those automatic bill pays, right? So you don't even have to think much about it. It comes out automatically. So how does that help you in terms of keeping up?
Well, Autopay is a cheat code. Well, it's a cheat code because I usually forget to pay my bills on time sometime. But most importantly, when it comes to student loans, Autopay allows you to reduce your interest costs. Banks and providers, they love Autopay and ensures confidence that you're going to ultimately pay. And they give you a reward in that by lowering your interest.
I mean, I can't dwell on this enough, though, but people who feel so overwhelmed, what about deferring payments?
Deferring payments is one of the best kept tips, I think. And you can defer payments when you are in a certain economic situations. And it doesn't mean that you do not have to have a job. It just means that your income could have changed. You could have sick, dependent. There's a number of options for deferring, but deferring is a great option if you find yourself in trouble.
So can you talk about the difference between skipping the payment and deferment?
So skipping a payment is a default, right? It's going delinquent. It's because at that point in time, the loan provider hasn't given you notice that was an option for you. Deferring is an actual process where you actually submit the reason why you can't pay, and you actually get approved to not pay for a period of time, or they actually let you pay less monthly for a period of time. But both options are incredible helps.
You know, when you have big hospital debt or credit card debt, you can always call the hospital or a credit card company and say, can we work something out? Can you lower my interest rate? Can you do something like that? What are the options with student debt? Can you call the university or the school and say, can we negotiate a certain amount?
You actually can, right? You know, the interesting thing is that I think communication with your loan provider is best. They need to understand what has changed, what can you do, what can't you do, and that constant communication will assist. I know sometimes things go bad and you get debt callers and they're calling you and you don't have answers. The best thing to let them know is that you do not have an option to pay and that you need to understand what can I do. I will also say when you don't pay, know the total cost of that option. You don't want to put yourself in a situation that you're going to start compounding fees and mounting the debt. You'd rather the debt kind of stay flat, and then you can get to it when your income returns.
All very interesting. Rodney Williams, thank you for being here and laying it all out for us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.